I think like a common misconception is that because you have like a family of believers that your children can't be attacked in that way, or that maybe because you go to church that your family is protected, that's not even something you should be experiencing. So I guess I have the question of what would you say to other parents now that you're a parent and your mom didn't really know what to do?
Yeah.
What would you say in that if their child is going through that and they don't feel equipped?
I actually have these conversations a lot. So young kids too that are in the church, global church, and they're having these experiences, right? Like when you're a kid, you have no grid that something is not real or real, right? Like when's the last time you met a kid? Maybe it's SJ, right? That like believes they're Superman, right?
Every day.
And you're like, you are Superman, right?
Yep.
Like you are.
Yes.
Because no one's told him he can't be.
Mm-hmm.
And I think as a kid, the unseen, which is what the New Testament says, the unseen is more real than the seen. Okay, I think it's 1 Corinthians. Let's go back and fact check it. But that the unseen is more real than the seen. Now, my question I've had to ask myself is, do I believe that? Do I believe the word of God? That what I can't see is more real than what I can see.
Yeah.
And I think for kids, they've not been told that the unseen is not real. We as adults, we grow up and we go, man, this is, life is about money, work, time, relationships. So that's it. But we forget that actually all of those things are affected by the spiritual world and at all times, right? And I think this is what our brothers around the world have known. Everything is spiritual to them. And I think we're coming back into, we were talking about this word awakening. I think we're coming back into this awakening of, no, the spiritual is actually more real than what we can just see in our day to day.
Wow, yeah.
And so I think that would be the first thing is it's really an awakening of our worldview. I'd say it's having a more biblical Christianity that the church fathers, the apostles, the disciples of Jesus, they had a normalized worldview that the supernatural and the spiritual world was real. They didn't know anything opposite.
Yeah.
2 is knowing as believers, Christ has all authority. The enemy can have power, but he has no authority. And so that's something I've had to recognize is like, he does have power. I've seen it here in the States. I've seen it overseas. But who has all authority in heaven and on earth?
Right.
Jesus Christ.
Right.
So my posture is one of the offensive, because greater is he that's in me than he that's in the world. Not defensive, like, oh my goodness, I don't want the enemy to come against me. What if he's so powerful? It's like, no, like he's been defeated. And I remind him, hey, do you remember where you are? You're under the feet of Jesus. Do you remember that? That's where your posture is. And he doesn't like that. And I teach my kids that too. I teach them that actually Christ in you, the hope of glory, greater is he that's in you than he that's in the world.